And now, the #1 fastest player of all time, Bob Hayes.
All eyes on Bob Hayes, fastest man in the world. Hayes runs like an express train.
Faster than a speeding bullet. And that was Bob Hayes. Bullet Bob Hayes.
Bob Hayes is a football player who just happens to be the world's fastest living human.
Hayes goes down in history as a trailblazer.
Was ahead of his time, was probably that first unique burner.
Hayes had the race in his pocket the minute he left the starting blocks.
Hayes was the only athlete to win both an Olympic gold medal and a Super Bowl ring with the Dallas Cowboys.
They were a team that thought outside the box before the rest of the league even knew there was a box. They drafted Bob Hayes feeling that he could be a dynamic wide receiver, and in fact he was a wide receiver that changed the game.
Sophisticated, varied, and quick striking, he personified the Dallas offense.
A guy who looks like he could play today. He was as ahead of his time as a Jim Brown.
Hayes is the leader of football's jet set, and just about everything he catches turns into points.
Hayes was an immediate sensation. In his first 2 seasons, he led the NFL in receiving touchdowns.
You know, he was a new element to the NFL with his great speed, punt returns, kickoff returns.
Bob Hayes could play. He could break tackles, he could catch the football, and he might have been the greatest deep threat the game has ever known.
Growing up a Giants fan, you watched Bob Hayes and you feared every single time he touched the ball that he was going, 75 yards.
Pro football has not eroded his Olympic speed. In fact, Hayes claims that every year he gets even faster.
In fact, in 1970 and 71, he led the league with an astonishing average of 25 yards per catch.
Considering those numbers and that yards per catch average, today we would be saying, greatest ever, the greatest we've ever seen.
I saw the safety over, but he came back in.
You always talk about players who revolutionized the game. That was Bob Hayes.
He made defenses adjust. That's the thing you like about Hayes.
Called the zone defense. The zone defense was installed in football because Bullet Bob Hayes was faster than any defensive back that you could put on him, so they had to put a zone matchup.
And the corners played off of him so far, he basically invented the quick screen.
Now you're talking about innovation. So you're talking about speed transcending the game just between the lines, but also in the coach's minds. That goes a long way.
I think he probably should be #1.
Who's faster than Bob Hayes? Guy was the world's fastest human.
He's #1. There's no doubt Bullet Bob Hayes is #1.
Who's faster than him?
What he did back then, that he should probably be #1, not #2.
#2? This is hysterical.
His speed obviously was a thing that got him into the NFL. It's the thing that made him a Hall of Famer.
Unfortunately, Hayes passed away before he was finally voted in.
I'm sorry it took so long for Bob Hayes to get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, because there's not many players you can say changed the game when he played, and it's still played that way today.
Darryl Green was pretty impressive, and perhaps he is somebody who could have gone out and won a gold medal, but you know what? He didn't.
I guess the only way we would ever know who really was the fastest player in NFL history was if Darryl Green ever got to cover Bullet Bob Hayes when both of them were in their prime.
That was a great race. That was like watching a 100-yard dash in the Olympics or something.
That would have settled the argument, and that would have been a sight to behold.